Okay, I'm back and I've added a little bit more tape to my painting edges here. Again, you do not want to tape your edges because you're going to want to put this in a pretty frame, and if you have tape, it may not frame so nicely. Anyhow, we are done with the base layer. You should have completed that. If you needed to pause the video, I hope you did so. I've gone ahead and gotten some white paint now, and we're going to go in and we're going to start with the angel. We're going to do a base layer of white for her dress, her body, her head, and her wings. And then when we come back tomorrow, we will go ahead and do a second layer for her and finish her up. Alright, so let's get started with her. And again, we're going to use our dirty brush because we want to pull some of our fun colors through her wings and her dress. We don't want her to be a distinct white figure. We want her to have some depth and some color to her. So I'm using my dirty brush and I'm going to dip it into my white. So I have quite a bit of white on it, and the green is going to get mixed in a little bit, but we're not going to overwork our white. We're going to let the color kind of streak through. Alright, so once you have quite a bit of paint on your brush, we're going to start with her skirt, and I want you to find the center of the page and go ahead and pull down. And we're going to keep pulling down. Now keep in mind this is her waist, so if you want a thinner angel, be careful not to make her waist too large. If you you know, want her to be more round, go ahead and make her whatever size you'd like her. So I'm going to go ahead and get some more white and continue pulling down her skirt. And I'm going to continue in an outward direction, making sure to keep her waistline. When we get to the bottom, we're going to pull out. I'm just going to come back in here with some more white until I get it filled in to my liking. And you can see that there's some green streaks in it, and I really like that. We want her dress to be quite flowy. We're not going to go side to side though. That won't give us the look that we're going for. We're pulling our paint straight down. Ooh, I like that streak that just landed in there. I am going to be very careful to leave it. On the bottoms, we're going to just round our edges. Kind of come in here and straighten it out just a tad. And I can see through this side, so I'm going to continue working it with a little bit more paint. Okay, and I see a couple spots over here that need a little more paint as well. Alright, now you have the choice at the bottom of the dress to leave it, or you can pull out one side so it kind of looks like her dress is swooping on the bottom. And there it is. We're going to come back in here with some other colors to kind of give depth and a little bit more of a defined line on the bottom of her skirt. So don't worry too much if the bottom is not the shape you like it or want it to be. And you can continue working this if you don't like what you have. I'm content, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. And I'm going to move on to her wings. So again, with quite a lot of paint on my paintbrush, I'm going to keep in mind where her waist is, and I'm going to come up about an inch or so and start. And you want to just pull out. And you want to continue all the way down, just pulling out. And I got more paint on my paintbrush. Okay, then I'm going to go back with my paintbrush, and I'm going to use my edge. So if you see my paintbrush, it's angling down that way. So I'm going to start from the bottom and go up. The point is you want it to have some points here. They almost look like feathers. That angle will help you get that. There you go. And she needs a little bit more right here by her body. There we go. Okay. Alright, so don't be too worried about definition if you kind of made it a little bigger than you wanted to, like I just did, because we're going to come back in with some more colors after we finish painting her, and we're going to add depth and definition to her waist and to all of the parts of the wings. So now it's time to do the same on the other side, and it can be a little harder this side because you're going to be pulling that way instead of this way, but I guess if you're left-handed, this would be your easier side. Anyways, here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with quite a lot of paint on my brush, and I'm going to have to angle my arm in a different direction so that I can get the nice point at the top. And this is a bit hard for me. So if it's hard for you, that's okay. And you know what? That's the fun of painting, is challenging yourself. All right, that one's okay. There we go. All right. So I'm pretty content with that for now. Let's go ahead and add her body and the top of her head. So for the top of her head, you're actually just going to do a half circle on top. And then you'll fill this in with some white paint. All right, now I'm going to go back, and as long as my neighbor doesn't continue to get louder over there doing his yard work, I'm gonna keep working on this angel for a couple more minutes. Right now I'm gonna pull in some of my blue and my purple, and yes, I'm mixing them both with the white on my brush just for fun. I'm going to go ahead and add some more color to her skirt. And a little bit more to her wings. Not all the way to the end. And I'm going to have to stop there in just a moment because my neighbor has decided to do his yard work. But that's life. If I go inside, there's 4 kids running rambunctiously, and outside I have neighbors. So anyways, here, I'm going to do a little on this side, and then I'm going to stop for today. If you want to keep playing and you want to add more depth and detail, you can. But for me, I am done for today. I'm gonna let this dry, and I will be back at it tomorrow. Bye-bye.